Hello, good morning and welcome to my Suzuki, and this video is going to be a brief walk round of a facelift bronze Jimny Sierra from Japan. It's going to be brief, it's going to be just generally the condition of it. It's only been with us about a week, we haven't done anything with it whatsoever apart from we've just given it a quick wash now because two reasons. One, we've taken all the writing off the windscreen that the shippers put on, but two, not sure if everybody got this, but it seems like they did. But there was quite a bit of rain with sand from the Sahara a few days ago, so that had to come off for us. It looked really poor and unloved. Hope you like it. I'm going to go over briefly the condition of the car. Okay, so we're going to start with the engine because it's easier to start with the bonnet open and shut it than start with the bonnet shut and open it while you're taking a video. Hopefully you can see that virtually every part of this engine is pristine. Connectors, hose clamps, down around about the ABS, the aircon, the engine itself, the firewall, the inner arches, even the fluid containers look like new. Most importantly, back of the headlights, in and around the front panel, absolutely pristine. Over to this side, a little bit wet where we've rinsed it. That's only just come in. This engine, nothing has been touched. We haven't even dusted the engine. So this is how it's come to us. And it looks, honestly, if someone took you into a showroom and lifted the bonnet and said, this is a new car, there's very little to give away the fact that it isn't. Right, so front of the car, as you will immediately notice, it's a facelift model. One or two things give it away. The bumper's different, but the main thing that you will notice is the bonnet is more of a clamshell now. It's a bit more rugged, a bit more squared off in the styling, but it's mainly the bonnet. The bonnet's now got a scoop in it. The bonnet now stops at the top of the grille rather than reaching down to the top of the bumper. It's purely aesthetic. It gives you the illusion that there's a turbo under there. There isn't a turbo under there, but it looks like there is, and that gives it a bit more style in my opinion. You've got the manoeuvring mirror, which is a really good idea. I use that all the time now. If I get into a Jimny that hasn't got one now, I feel a little bit lost. We have got the door mirrors with the repeaters in there. We've got the chrome branding, we've got the clear lens on the side repeaters. Again, because it's a cross adventure version, we've got chrome handles, chrome door lock knob, all factory fit. It's called Gaia Bronze this, it's a pearlescent bronze. Really comes to life in the sun. We've got tinted windows, rear windows, with the monsoon guards on the doors. We have got on the rear metallic spare wheel cover, again branded with the Cross Adventure. In association with Salomon, the outdoor brand. From the side, you will see, hopefully, it's got a set of aftermarket alloys on, which are a really nice fit, really go well with the colour. And if you're looking along the inside of them, usually where that gets caked up with, especially on the front wheels, usually gets caked up with brake dust. And again, this car I have to stress it hasn't been cleaned. It's been rinsed off. It hasn't had a clean. It needs a cut and a polish and a wax, and it will come really nice. It really stand out, this colour. Quite an unusual colour. A lot of cars in Japan, black, white, grey to a certain extent, but this sort of colour, purples, quite rare. We've got on the inside, we've got the leather effect seats, really comfy seats. A lot of big headrests. I think what they thought is we've been putting too small a headrest into these seats, so let's make them a bit bigger, a bit more useful. It has got a head unit in, but that is all in Japanese. Surrounding it, the console is like a piano black, and we've got on the gear stick, if you can see that, you can see the branded mats, Cross Adventure mats, if it comes into focus, which match the leather steering wheel and gear knob. It keeps running in and out of focus because it's trying to fight with each other. The cabin, really nice. I'll just pop the seat forward so you can see the back seats. As you can see, not been cleaned. Got some sort of couple of bits of whatever on the back seat. Matching back seats, matching mats. Right, so obvious downsides. No, a lot of downsides to this car. As we say to everybody, they're not new cars. Got to expect a little bit of, I wouldn't say damage, but scuffs that you would expect on, say, a 10-year-old car. Now this one, because it's such a nice paintwork, we're going to take it up to the painter that we use and get a quote for this. That has been, when I say repaired, it's not really been repaired, it's been disguised, I would probably say. A little bit there. You've got the little bit of scuffs on the corners. Maybe the driver wasn't quite as on the ball as he or she could have been. My mum had a car for years. Every few years I used to paint all the corners. It was a lot. It was a Pajero. It was a little bit big for her. She couldn't really see. So each four corners got. I won't even say it's an issue, but it does detract from it, and because it is such a nice car, and because it is such a nice colour, in such amazing condition, what we're going to do, we're going to take it down to the painter and we're going to get a price for having all those four corners done. He's a really good, does a really good job. We've had him do cars before where it's a bonnet. The bonnet tells you how good a painter somebody is. It's quite a difficult thing to get a match on a pearlescent that looks good. But the car itself stands good, looks good. We'll have a look underneath in a second when I put something down, because it's a little bit wet today. Okay, so here we are looking underneath the back end. We have got back of the brakes, everything associated with. Hopefully you can still hear me because I'm putting the camera a lot further away from where I am. Got around about the back of the brakes with all the pipes and everything. All the moisture you see is just the water dripping off from where we've just washed it. We haven't washed underneath the arches, anything like that. But if you've ever looked under 4x4 in the UK, or if you haven't, you really need to have a look. And if you really want to, I can point you in the direction of some videos of some guys who've done some work on their 4x4s, and the condition is usually horrific. And it's usually 4x4 because of their design. because of the ladder frame chassis. They're not, do you know what I mean? It's a lot more open to the elements, and quite often people do things in a 4x4 go places where a car wouldn't. But usually a car, lots of cars now, they've got this monocoque, they've got covers all the way front to back. There's a lot less for the salt to ingress. And this is a brief epilogue to the video you've just watched of the bronze cross adventure Jimny. And the reason I'm here doing this is because we've had a couple of different things happen to it. We took it down for the MOT. The one that you watched, the video you watched, is probably about 6 weeks ago now. We're just sort of creeping into November, and we took it down for the MOT, and there was a little bit of slipping on the clutch. Felt a little bit odd, so we did some investigation, bit of road testing with it, and we decided that it needed looking at. So we got in touch with. You would think it's something that you could have done pretty much everywhere. It's quite a specialist thing. Gearbox work, especially automatics, and certain people just specialise in certain transmissions. So we got in touch with one that was relatively local, one that a lot of people recommend and use. And this guy said he said he'd once done a Jimny. It was a long time ago, and he had trouble getting parts because the parts are never requested. And he said he really didn't want to have it for too long. He recommended someone in Sheffield. Now Sheffield, although we're in West Yorkshire, they're in South Yorkshire. It's not 2 minutes away. It's about 55 miles away. But there's a company there called Mr. Gearbox, and they are renowned experts and specialists. Spoke to them. They said, bring it down. We'll have a look. We'll have an assessment of it. Took it down, and they said we need to keep it a little while. They said exactly the same thing. They had never ever worked on a Jimny gearbox, and so it's going to be a new thing for them. We left it with them. Came back, said to them whether it was the right thing or wrong thing to do. There's absolutely no rush, because we're sending it. We've had it MOT. We're sending off the registration for it, and we're waiting for that to come back. So they ended up having it just over 3 weeks because they were waiting for the parts for it. Because they said the same thing. Nobody works on the gearboxes, so the parts are quite difficult to get hold of. So the two things I would take from that is, one, it is a very, very rare occurrence that you're ever going to have a problem with your automatic gearbox. And the second thing is, this particular one that we've got, the bronze one, the gearbox has had a problem. Very, very sort of rare, like unusual. But it's been rebuilt, and it's got a warranty, so it's as tight and as new as the date rolled out of the factory. More or less. It can't be, but all the parts are renewed inside it at not an insubstantial cost. But that's all part of it. It comes with the car. Makes the car now, the condition of the car, as you've seen earlier, the only things that let it down were the scuffs on each corner. Now, when we brought it back, because of the condition, because of how good it looks, because of the gearbox as well, we thought, do you know what I mean? We'll get in touch with the painter, who took it straight to the painter, said the same thing to the painter, no rush. He's a really good painter, and so we live here with him. He's got quite a big yard, and some days we'll take things to him. He'll ring up the day after, and he'll say it's ready. This one, a couple of weeks, he got in touch. He said, we've done it. Took the bumpers off, painted both bumpers, and now it looks $1 million. The only thing he didn't do, there's one or two scratches, only insignificant ones on the spare wheel cover. And the reason he didn't do that, he gave us the option, but what he said was because the back of the spare wheel cover is bonded to the outer rim. The outer rim is brushed aluminium. The back of it is bronze to match the car. What he said was, realistically, he would have to paint it all in bronze. And we thought we probably would prefer it to be a original because we like the brushed aluminium. It all depends on the new owner, what they want, because if somebody comes and says, yes, we want this car, would like you to underseal it, it's going to be a week or so. We can whip the spare wheel cover off and take it up to them, but we didn't want to do something that made it unoriginal, and it really is a personal choice. So if you like the car, get in touch with us. It is now registered. We do have the registration plates. They're all fitted to it. Everything's ready to go. All that needs doing is somebody to come on it, look at it, make a decision, say yes, we're going to have it, and we can get on. And then you can tell us if you want the head unit. The system, the music system upgrade. We can put speakers in. We can put amplifiers in. We can put a bass speaker in to give it a real rich sound. We can put it quad speakers in, dash cam, reversing cam, anything you like. We can personalize it just how you'd like it. So get in touch.